Okay, I'll get my presentation here in a second. But what I'm going to talk about is how to be more inclusive in tech. And I think this is an important topic because it's great to be here. I love being part of this community. And I love being part of the extended .NET and software development communities. But communities are made out of people. And unfortunately, people are not perfect. Okay. That's really bad. And so sometimes we can behave in ways that make people feel less welcome or less included. So what can we do about that? The first thing is to recognize the problem. We all suffer from implicit bias, and these are stereotypes, biases that we're not consciously aware of, and they're not intentional, but they make us behave in ways that can make certain groups of people feel less welcome or less accepted. So the first thing to do is recognize that, and then once we recognize that there's an issue and we recognize that it's not intentional, then if someone points out that we have a certain behavior that's making someone feel excluded, we can take that not as an attack on our character, saying that we're a bad person, but we can use that as an opportunity to learn and to grow. Another thing we can do is to listen to diverse voices. There's a quote from Anita Sarkeesian that says, "One of the most radical things that you can do is to actually believe women when they tell you about their experiences. When you listen to diverse voices, that helps you understand their experiences, and that helps you understand that there's a problem. And it also helps you understand this is what they're experiencing, so that helps you understand how can you solve that, how can you help improve that." This is a quote about women, and so a lot of this I have is women in tech. That's because it's the largest and most obvious group in tech that suffers from bias and stereotypes, but it's certainly not the only one. It can be race, it can be age, it can be religion, sexual orientation or identity, or really anything. Another thing we should do is listen before speaking. As a white man, I probably don't have a whole lot of insight to add to a conversation about sexism or about racism. So what I should try to do is I should try to listen and learn instead of speaking over other people's. And I should try to amplify diverse voices. I also, if there's someone on social media that I don't know and they say something that I don't understand or don't agree with, I shouldn't demand that they explain that to me or demand that they convince me. I should learn or just follow them for a while, and eventually you'll come to understand more of their point of view. When you're in a technical setting, assume that everyone is at least as qualified as you are. Women have reported going to technical conferences, and they're presenting as feminine, they're wearing a dress, and no one will believe that they're a programmer. And so when you meet someone, assume that they're at least as qualified as you. Don't say, "Oh, are you here with your husband?" or "Hey, you don't look like an engineer." Because it can be entirely unintentional, but subconsciously that conveys the message that you're different and you don't belong here. And that's not what we want to do. So ask open-ended questions like, "Hey, what do you do? What do you work on?" Boost the individual in her work. If someone is coming under like sexist attacks online, just try to boost them saying, "This is the great things that this person has done," instead of, "Oh, it's too bad that this bad thing is happening to this person," because they want to be known for the good things that they do. Try to give feedback based on content. Women often report getting feedback about their presentation is too feminine. Try to give feedback based on content. And then be intentional about including others. Try to associate with people who are different than you in some way. Use diverse people to represent the user of your software, and speak up. Try to share this information in your communities and your user groups and conferences and stuff. And I had some great quotes here, and they're all online. I will tweet this out later with the slides from this presentation and links to lots of great stuff. So thanks. I hope this was helpful.
Thank you, Daniel. And thank you for bearing with the presentation not showing, because this is a very important topic. So thank you very much for bringing this topic to the event.